The NOVAR Verizon Cup Series is coming off their first bye week of the season after the main racing weekend was held at the 1.7-mile Burlington Motor Speedway for its inaugural race. The Truck Series, the winners from those respective races were Trevor Souza and Brandon Curtis, with Souza winning the truck race while Curtis winning the NOVAR Gatorade Series event. Despite that there may be a little bit of confusion as that neither the GameStop Trucks or Gatorade Series race will be held this weekend, as the Verizon Cup's primary weekend is held at the 1.2-mile Burlington Raceway, which is the first race since 2009 for this track. So Burlington, with the what we saw in the qualifying races and also in the practice sessions, is that the farther back you are, the more easier it is to pass, and the farther up you're front, it's more difficult to pass. So we're going to see a lot of passing towards the middle, towards around the middle of the pack, and around the back of the pack. But we won't see a lot. But we see some action towards the front of the pack. And now I'm going to head it off to Kendall Johnson for the race. And thank you, Jerry. The Aflac Forward is won by the Tesoro Hencedo and car number 97. Hencedo leads with Chadley Blake on the outside, James Wilson Jr. in third, Sean McDowell fourth, and rounding out the top five is car number 89 of Aaron Fisher. As Hencedo gets clear to the 15 before they even get to turn one, and Hencedo, who's had a really good start of the season, has pretty much fallen back for most of the races in the past several weeks. But looks like car number 97 will have a really good one as he's up front, as James Wilson Jr. car number 11 makes a challenge for the lead under the number 97 Pontiac, as looks like Wilson, who almost won two races but flunked both of those chances prior to this weekend, and looks like today the 11 would have a really strong car over the course of the day, and the 11 would be a considerable contender for this event. Aaron Fisher in the 89 will also try to go and take second away, as Wilson's already clear for the lead. However, we have our first caution of the day fly a lap 4 as car number 50 at Blake Battagliana slides down the backstretch, so it looks like no damage done to the 50 of Blake Battagliana. Battagliana will continue on going. Meanwhile, here is from J.N. Norris' perspective. She actually got pushed down on the track and comes back up and takes out her own teammate, and also takes out Brian Dawson and Tim Averill in the process. Everybody except for, here's from Tim Averill's perspective, everybody that was swept up in the Honori situation was taken out except for the 34, as the 34 will get slight damage from that crash, and looks like he will continue on going as the 34 got some minor damage. And this is Averill's second start of the year. His first game at Sonoma. James Wilson Jr. led on the restart with Mac Hamlin in the 28th and second, and Zito third, Fisher fourth, and rounding in the top five is the 71 Akano Zuki. Here comes Mac Hamlin. He tries to get to the inside, almost made contact, but looks like Wilson will give him room. And here comes Mac Hamlin. Hamlin tries to go all the way down. At first, it does not seem to work, but however, Hamlin gets a good run coming off the corner, and he will get side by side with the 11 of Wilson, and into turns 1 and 2. Hamlin has help from Fisher, and Hencedo was going to help the 11, but looks like Hencedo fell back, as technically the 28 and 89 are actually allies, even though the 89 of Aaron Fisher is for Aaron Fisher Racing and the 28 is for Hal Wilson Racing. Hamlin will take the lead away, but both of them were allies, as the 28 gets the lead, Fisher will get second, and Kano Zuki in the 71 looks like he will get to third as they are heading off the corner. Looks like the top two will settle in, as Kano Zuki is trying to get his spot for third, as he looks like he will do it, and Zuki is trying to go for second. However, we would have our next caution fly lap 17. Ike J. Jr. and I believe Nick Dunnigan got into Thomas Lawyer's 16. Thomas Lawyer's will do the same thing. Take out Daniel Salmon, Sean McDowell, Carter Pavis, David Payton. So this will take out a lot of good cars. But the most notable was car number 99, Daniel Salmon. Salmon going into this weekend was only trailing by 14, and he gets swept up into this accident. And to make matters worse, the 39 at the time was in front of the accident. So this would take out car number 99 out of the race, and this would put a lot of misery for Salmon, and this would be just a tough break for car number 99, as this track would have had a shot for Salmon to take the points lead. However, today will not be the day that car number 99 will get the points lead. On the restart, Matt Kilman leads with Aaron Fisher in second, Luke Warren in third. It looks like it's single file. Hansito and Zuki round out the top 5. Luke Warren somehow snuck into that top 5, so pretty good job, car 14. As he tries again, and contact between the 28 and 89, and Aaron Fisher roughs up his competitors, but looks like it will actually help Fisher as he goes to the inside. Does what Matt Hamlin does, get to the inside, and will advance his way into the lead with Tercio Hansito, and car number 97 gets second spot from the 14 of Luke Warren, and looks like Hansito will try to help the number 89 of Aaron Fisher, and Aaron Fisher uses the bump and run tactic to take the lead away from Matt Hamlin, which the bump and run has not been used a lot, but when it is a big deal to talk about, especially even if it's only like 21 laps in, as actually 22 because we already did, and now 23, as Hansito in the 97 will try to take the lead away from car number 89 of Aaron Fisher. Looks like the 97 will completely successful to pass, and the 28 of Matt Hamlin's around. So Matt Hamlin, who was running third at the time, gets turned around, and our third caution of the day happens at lap 24 as Matt Hamlin gets turned around. Let's get a much more clear angle as we didn't see what actually happened there as we try to flip over to the cameras. Here's what happened to Hamlin. Looks like the 14 slid up the track, gets into the 28, and the 15 of Chandler Blake is collected as well. So great driving by both of those drivers. If the 15 had drove into the 28 would have slid up, and that would have been a bigger crash than what we saw right there. So we had another restart. Tercio Hansito took the lead away from Aaron Fisher before they got to the caution. So car number 97 is the race leader. Aaron Fisher in second, James Wilson Jr. in third, Kendall in fourth, and Luke Warren in the top 5. As Hansito will at least try to get for the lead, and here they come coming out of turn 2, and Fisher bumps Hansito out of the way. So I'm not sure if Aaron Fisher is trying to take out the entire field, or is he just or is he getting tired of being second on the restart? So he bumped Hansito out of the way, and looks like he'll do the same thing as what he did to Matt Hamlin. However, and then NOVAR just pretty much wanted to talk to him, even though we're only 29 laps in. So Fisher's already put up a reputation for causing crashes, even though we are only 29 laps in. However, this time Fisher clears the 97 before they get into turn 3. Kano Suzuki in car number 71 is also trying to get up there and just getting up front, just having that 71 get pushed over to the lead by the 79. There's Aaron Fisher, who is pretty much just caused a lot of controversy with the 2 restarts that we had. And then here's was an incident that happened just about a couple laps after the restart. Car 50, Blake Pataglia and Mike Hogan, they make contact, and the both of them spin around. Somehow, I don't know why there was no caution, even though it was like right in the middle of the pack. But here's Aaron Fisher in car number 89. Fisher has already caused a repetition. However, the repetition that we saw here has not been consistent with the performance that we've seen him do over the past 2 years, as Fisher has done pretty much terrible, which I believe from this point on he only made about 2 starts. So we'll have to see about that, as Fisher has just not put a repetition on how everybody is doing it. Here he comes. Fisher is going to complete this lap, and he's going to come out of the corner, and looks like he's already caused a repetition for those several drivers. And here is Kano Suzuki in car number 71, and what he's trying to chase down Aaron Fisher. Like Fisher, Kano Suzuki has not had the season that he wanted, so right now going into this weekend, Kano Suzuki's been in 33rd. His finishes have been 4th, 17th, 31st, 44th, 41st. And those starts came at Las Vegas, California, Chicago, and Sears Point. Ryan Pearson is another driver that has been a stunner over the course of the year. He's not made a lot of races. From this race, he's only made 2, Dennisville and Atlantic City. Those were the only 2 races he made it in. However, as a result of the 27th and 36th place finishes, Pearson has fallen off the racks and has not performed well since. So at least we should see the number 27 try to get there. And then here's Jason Kylasso, who has also had a terrible season. So the 29 of Jason Kylasso has qualified only one race. That was at the race at Sonoma, which he kind of did start pretty well, but let's say the 29 did not get what he needed, and right in front of him is Brian Wilson. Brian Wilson's had a terrible 2012 season. However, Wilson has started to try to climb his way out of that situation, even though he's still stuck in 29th in points. The finishes have plagued him, so there's really no way we can talk about it. Next caution will come out on lap number 40 as Brian Kittleson and Ike Chase Jr. they turn and show. Chase Jr. hits the pit wall, and the 09 will get it back going without no problems. But where the problems actually come in is where car number 53 causes all the problems. Kittleson turns to the 09. The 09 gets through the wall. Kittleson would have tried to merge up safely, but just merged up aggressively, gets him air, and the 53 gets some air right there. And this one knocked both the 34 and 53 out of the race. And there is Ike Chase Jr. He drives away, only sustained minor damage. Car number 89, Vera Fisher led on the restart with Toshiro Encino in second, Kondo Suzuki in third, as Matt Hamlin was one of the lap cars in there. Michael Scott and James Wilson Jr. rounded up the top 5. As car number 89 of Aaron Fisher is just trying to get by. There you see Encino in the 97 and Kondo Suzuki in the 71. Looks like Scott in the 12 is going to go for, got third, and now he's going to try to get second. However, and looks like he will. As the 89 of Aaron Fisher, it looks like Scott in the 12 will get second, and Fisher's getting held up by the 28 of Matt Hamlin, who's causing this 89 car to have a furious time trying to get by. And then here comes the 12th of Michael Scott. Michael Scott is going to go for the lead, which we have talked about him a lot, but looks like car 12 will get to the lead of this one, as this 12's had a really good past several weeks, as I believe fans have already getting irritated about how many times we've talked about this 12 in the past several weeks. So, like, Scott will finally get a chance, and well, it looks like he will propel his way into the lead by the right by the 89, and then Luke Warren, car number 14, is going to try to go for the second spot right here behind the 89. As here comes the 14 of Luke Warren. Warren will just get to the inside, and looks like he will get to the lead. Here comes Warren, and the 14 will get to the lead under the 89 of Aaron Fisher. Here comes the 14, and it looks like the 14 will complete the pass under the 89, and it looks like car 14 is clear in the distance, as the 14 settles behind the number 12. Of that driver should not be named. Michael Scott. So it looks like Aaron Fisher will settle behind in third as a result of that traffic. So I believe Aaron Fisher did not want to see that. Our next caution will come out on lap number 54. Your points leader Walter Green dumps Alan Kimmel. Alan Kimmel doesn't like it, so he just drives back up and retaliates and takes out his own teammate in the process. So it looks like Alan Kimmel, not only he took out the points leader, but he ended up taking out his own teammate. And there was combat for Kimmel as car 39 kept on going. And here's from Walter Green's perspective. The 89 comes back, gets the 39, 39 gets some huge air after that hit, but the 39 will continue on with only rear end damage. So great repair work by the 39 of Walter Green, as they will likely to continue on going, as Walter Green's point rival Daniel Salamone is already out of the race. Toshiro Encino led on this restart with the 89 in second and the 12 in third. They had pit stops there, and the 12 had a terrible stop. Looks like Hogan gets a really bad restart, and the 89 is just trying to get around the 7 and 28. Wilson gets held up behind the 2, and looks like Encino will just get the breeze and just get to the lead right here, as he now tries to go for the lead right behind the pack right here. Encino is just going to try to motor it on around, and there's Hogan in the 7 in the. Our next caution fly on lap 76, and consequently the 76 of Jake Carlin was collected. He spins into the grass, and then when he drives back up, gets Carter Pavis. I don't know where the brakes are for today's event. I know they work on the track, so they should work in the grass. If they work on the track, they should work on the grass. So I don't get why this is going on. Car 76 would drop out. The number 97 of Toshiro Enzito would once again lead on the race start with 11 in second. The 91 of Gordon Billard in third, and Luke Warren at 14 is in fourth. We haven't talked about Gordon Billard a lot this race, as Billard has been a top 10 contender, and he's been posting some really bad finishes over the past 2 weeks. He finished 39th in Kentucky and 21st at Edmonton, but looks like his luck may turn around going into this weekend, as going into prior to the Sonoma weekend, he got his 7th, 13th, 15th, 32nd, and 14th prior to the Sonoma win. And then we're gonna have let's say the 13 of we're gonna have the 14 of Luke Warren, excuse me, got confused with the car number, is just right behind. Enzito gets a good lead, gets a good gap over the leaders once again, as car number as here is the battle for second. Car 12 and car 14 would battle for that spot, as those two, they have been battling it a lot, have been duking it out a lot over the past several laps. Looks like the 14 and 12, both of them have had mediocre seasons, although Luke Warren gets the better end of that, and because Luke Warren's actually had some decent runs. Car 12's just came out of nowhere and started sparking out the fire with these runs that the number 12 has gotten. Right now, as we stand, the 12 will, I believe, have a good day, and then we have our 7th caution fly lap, number 85. James Wilson Jr. and Ryan Pearson make contact. The 11 and 2 get turned around. The 11 spins and hits the pit and hits the official stand, which luckily that thing didn't collapse. And here's from Ryan Pearson's perspective, clips the 2, and the drivers do a really good job on avoiding that wreck. Although Walter Green, I believe, just blew by everybody to avoid it, to actually get around it. Right. The 2 would continue on. The 11 was done after Wilson was running around the top 5. So after Wilson running around the top 5 for most of the day, he is done. Enzito is your race leader with Michael Scott in second. Your 3rd place driver is Luke Warren in the 14. And then your 4th place driver, Jonathan Winslow. Winslow, we haven't been talking about him a lot, and he's posting a good day in that 00 car. And then we have Aaron Fisher in 89 stuck in 5th. So this 97 will just try to propel his way into the lead, as Matt Kimlin is in between the 97 and the 12. So looks like the 97 and the 12 are. So looks like Matt Kimlin is interfering with the battle for the lead. Our 8th and final caution fly lap 91. This would be the biggest crash in terms of cars involved, not the hit. Luke Warren gets turned, pinched by Corey Von Dungen, Connor Stanton. The 10 gets turned around in front of the field, and we have everybody start piling in. Ryan Pearson, Evan Brooks, Shane Harden, Corey Von Dungen, Brian Wilson. There's your Connor Stanton. He turns. He gets the 6 and 27. The 20, I believe, got a piece of that. The 33, I think, got a piece of that. And here's from Corey Von Dulgen's perspective. The 14 turns the 10 around in front of everybody. You got the 6. The 33, I believe, got a piece. The 15 and 24 got a piece. And then you see the 5 cars that all just spun right down to the apron. Everybody involved in this wreck would continue on, thankfully. The 97 and Toshiro Enzito would lead on this restart with the 12 in second. The 3rd was Aaron Fisher. 4th was Kano Suzuki, and Jonathan Winslow was in 5th. It appeared that Enzito did not get a good restart. The 12 tries to make it 3 wide, and he tries to split the middle with the 97 on the outside and the 7 on the inside. Looks like car 12 may have gotten the lead. And keyword I said may have, because the 71 of Kano Suzuki, TBR's flagship team, well, looks like he will go to the lead of this race. And looks like Tyson Bell's organization, they have brought that 71 car up to the lead. Jonathan Winslow and Gordon Billard are following behind. It looks like they'll kick the 12 back to about 4th, but the 12 will also lose a spot to the 55 of Eddie Johns. So it was a nightmare for car 12 after almost taking the lead, and now he falls back several spots. So looks like the 12, he would have at least gotten a good finish, and now he'll just have to settle back in the 71 of Zuki. It would be it would be Tyson Bell's best wins of the year if that 71 can go to victory lane. And Jonathan Winslow actually had a duel with Burlington in 2010 at Dover, but lost that one. As here is the 0-0 Jonathan Winslow. About a couple of years ago, he had a chance at winning that one, but came short at the Dover race last year. 2010, excuse me. He had a treacherous duel with Logan Chin. They were passing each other each lap, but the 0-0 of Winslow came short. He lost his ride and got a ride with the 4 of the now Billy Garber organization. And looks like Gordon Billard in the 91 looks like he'll have a shot at taking second away. So car number 91 takes second, and from this, and then we have Nick Dunnigan in the 20 is also in there. And then from this one on, out of the 3 Pontiacs, the 91 was the fastest. And with about a couple laps later, the 91 of Gordon Billard will dislodge the 71 of Kyle Zuki, who has been running out there for pretty much, I believe, the last several laps. And looks like car number 91 will get to the lead of this one. It looks like the 91 looks like he may be unstoppable unless if somebody stops him. However, there is lap traffic coming ahead, and that may be a factor in this one, as that is the 2 of Ryan Pearson to save and release. As the 71 of Kano Suzuki is just going to trail behind the 91, and the 28 of Matt Hamlin is right in front of these leaders. As Hamlin is off the lead lap, has been like that ever since that crash that happened. A couple of laps later, the number 91 of Gordon Billard, he's got Dunnigan has already dislodged from the 71 of Kanozuki, and looks like the 20 is trying to reel him in. And there's Ryan Pearson in the 2, the lap car I was talking about. And this was with 8 to go. Looks like Billard tries to go low on the 28. The 28 tries to pass him on the outside, and he blocks the 20 of Nick Dunnigan. And this will help the number 91 of Gordon Billard. So after what would have been at least a close finish, somehow it gets ruined by Matt Hamlin's insignificant blocking into the 20 by accident, as he takes the white flag. Car number 91 of Gordon Billard. He only has 1 win going into this season, and that came at the Sonoma Raceway, which that was a crash fest. He got 2 wins in the 2011 season, with his second one coming in only the 17th race of the season. And now he's just 1 corner away from getting his second win of the season, and only his 9th race of the year. Coming to the front stretch, Gordon Billard wins at Burlington, with Kazuki in second, Michael Scott in third. Fourth was the number 20 of Nick Dunnigan, and rounding out the top 5 was Eddie Johns.